Services. Service is the intangible equivalent of a good. What does it mean, intangible? We know? Intangible means you cannot put it in your hand. There's no physical part of it. This is tangible. I can feel it, I can look at it, I can smell it. It's tangible. An intangible thing is transportation from here to the airport. I cannot give you transportation. I can provide transportation, but I cannot carry it to you. So transportation is a facility, a service. Buying a car means you buy a physical object. But services are intangible. But at the same time, they are like goods. I mean, in the Netherlands, for instance, in one of the universities I've been working in, you could get a bonus to your salary if you went to your office by train. So, in fact, they supported a service which is intangible. So if I could show that I have a train pass, then I got some bonus to my salary. Or they would give me a bike. And the bike is a physical thing. The bike is a good. In the Netherlands, many people ride bikes. So you could get a bike from my employer, or I could get a bonus for going by train. And if I went by car, there was no bonus. Okay? So you could say the bike and the money for the train pass are the equivalents of each other. The bike is the good, the train pass is the service. Okay? Now, here is kind of a definition. Service provision is an economic activity where the buyer does not obtain exclusive ownership. If I have a train ticket, I don't own the train. I don't own the seat. But I have the right to be transported from Amsterdam to Schiphol Airport, for instance. Right? But I cannot say I own the seat. And if you applied for and got maybe paid for the service of being a student in Alghero, you don't own this seat, but you are allowed to attend class. Okay? Services sometimes are paid for. If you pay for the bus, it should be clear that it's a benefit for you. So if you pay for the bus to transport you from Sassari to Alghero, I guess there's a bus, is there? Yeah? Then it's obvious what you pay for. Because you know this allows me to be from this town to the other town in like 30 minutes, maybe, right? So you know that you pay for something. Is it more than 30 minutes?
45 minutes.
45 minutes, okay. So the service is obvious, even though the service is not something physical. They don't give you a bike, but they give you the possibility to travel from one to the other and you pay for it, right? So. And then we have public services, which are services that you don't pay for, but you pay taxes. So, in certain regions of the world, trains or buses are free. At Schiphol Airport, the buses from Schiphol Airport to the railway station are free. Free meaning that I pay for it through taxes. Because if I buy my flight ticket, half of my flight ticket is taxes. So in a way, I pay for the bus, for the shuttle, and I pay for the escalator that moves. The escalator is free. Well, it's free because I have to pay taxes for my flight ticket, right? Okay. So somebody has to pay for services. It's clear. In some way or the other. And sometimes you ask people to buy a ticket or to buy, and even tickets need not be physical. My flight ticket is no longer paper. My flight ticket from Amsterdam to Rome to Alghero is an electronic ticket. So it's somewhere in the server, there's knowledge that I am entitled to fly Wednesday morning from Alghero to Rome to Amsterdam. I have no proof of paper, but it's in the computer somewhere. On the server that I don't know where it is actually. So it's completely service. There's not any physical thing. And service designers we now call the tertiary sector of our economy. And it's growing fast. Service providers it's a booming industry. There's more and more and more services everywhere. So we need to be aware of the fundamental difference between what's the product and what's the service. Products are consumed. So you prepare something, I prepare a pizza or a bike, you buy it, I hand it over to you and you use it. Right? Services, it's not such a thing that I prepare the service first and then you buy it and then you consume it. No, the moment you use it, I'm preparing it. You cannot say the bus is driving from Sassari to Alghero and after that you buy a ticket and use the bus. No, it's gone already. The bus is providing the service the moment you are using the service. Right? Which is different from building a bike and then selling it and you're using it afterwards. Okay? So this is a real difference. And we are focusing in this course on the services. And you will find out that service design is much more iterative, meaning that you design it, you build it, you use it, you find out that it needs to be improved, you redesign it, you build it again. Iterative means that it cycles and cycles and cycles. It's like building a house, you design it, you build it, and it's there and people go and live in it. And most of the time you will not take it down and build it again. But services are all the time rebuilt, redesigned first and rebuilt. Well, these are some examples of design domains. So you can be in an industry where you have many novel service components and some other industries have not so many new service components. So the novelties like traditional services like hospitality, like hotels, or buses or airlines, and technology-based services like biometric screening as they do in hospitals to find out whether you have some illness somewhere in your body. And this is another type where there's not too many new service components, like in clothing industry and in fashion and products like digital cameras. Now this is the services and this is the products. Now the products are different, so if there are many novel components, well, we're talking about the biometric screening and the digital camera. So there's new products available maybe every year. I'm not sure, but I bought a camera and they bought the camera 3 years ago and the new one is completely different. It's completely rebuilt camera, right? So the product has lots of new components. On the other hand, if you look at the traditional services, hotels or clothing, fashion, well, hotels have been hotels for like 300 years, 400 years, and it's not too much different now from what it was like 50 years ago. And the product components of fashion industry, well, it's still about blouses and shirts and trousers, right, and shoes. So you can see we have a difference between how much services are new every year and how much products are new every year. Okay? So if you have a client and we are going to find clients, you have to find out where's the client. So if you are talking about fashion or clothing, I think we were talking about that, then we could see that this is, well, not too many new products, not too many services, maybe, or you would have a client that's different from the general. Right. Could be interesting. So let's find out. But try to find out where is my client. What is new in his branch? Are the products new every year, or are the services new every year, or both, or none of them? And in all cases, still the services need to be designed in a way that fits the user. Okay? So in each of these quadrants, we need to design services from the point of view of the people using the service. Whether it's new all the time, or whether it's the same like 500 years ago.